Okay, here we go. Sunday, September 29th, 7 a.m. in the morning. John Oliver here, continuing our session here. This is session 6. Is financial freedom through trading possible? This is part of the series where I show you how to take $200 and take it up to over $10,000 in over just over 5 months. So very, very important part of the process here. And the first part is mindset and how that affects your trading. So let's go over here and we'll show you what we're talking about. The reality is it is actually very difficult to achieve, and it requires a lot of hard work and sacrifice. You can go and learn from a lot of different sources. There's a lot of gurus out there, a lot of people telling you how to trade, what to trade, etc. But these are generally undocumented. You can't see their actual results. There's a few that I follow on YouTube because I've seen the results and I think they've got some very valid things to tell us. But by and large, most of these guys are just trying to sell you courses and trying to sell you subscriptions to their trading method, which may or may not be successful. However, it's very important that you realize that most people, when they do something that's worthwhile, they take a lot of time, a lot of energy, and a lot of effort into learning the skills. You wouldn't want to get in a plane with a pilot who learned how to fly a plane on YouTube, would you? You wouldn't want to go in for an operation with a surgeon who learned how to cut people open on YouTube. So it might not be as dramatic as that in trading, but if you want the results that I know that you want, that's why you're here, then it is as important as that. Knowledge is important. And is it possible, whatever your dreams are, if it's to trade on the beach, trade in Europe, on a cruise, by the pool, whatever, how do you get to that level? And so what we're trying to do with our trading, what most people are trying to do is two things. They're trying to earn a supplemental income through trading that will maybe save them from getting a second job. Maybe it will save them from the ups and downs of what they're currently doing, especially if they're self-employed. If you're in real estate, you're in lending, you're in commission sales, you're in anything commission-based. You have lots of ups and downs in your business. In real estate, for instance, as soon as we sell a house or a building, if you're in commercial, that transaction is over. We got paid. Now we have to go and find the next one. It's not recurring income. We have to constantly be on the lookout and try methods and marketing to try and get our next customer and our next sale. Same with car sales, same with anything. So a lot of people are trying to balance out those ebbs and flows, those highs and lows in their income. Other people are looking for this to transition from that. So maybe it starts off as a side gig with part-time income, but you really want it to go into full-time income. As you get older, for instance, like me, you don't want to be slogging your guts out all over the place, especially in Arizona in the heat in the summer. You want to be able to relax, whether you're trading in the nice air-conditioned comfort of your own home, or you're lying on the beach somewhere, or you're cruising around Europe. Trading can give you that freedom to earn a full-time income. And I know plenty of people that trade full-time. I know people who trade full-time and make an incredible income, and they only trade 3 days a week. Some of our educators in the academy, that's what they do. That's the power of trading. So how do we do it? Well, it's actually pretty simple, but it's not easy. Like anything worthwhile doing is not easy. Whatever skill you want to learn usually takes, any high-paying skill usually takes years of dedication to master that skill. All the people that we look at and look up to, the musicians, the football players, the sports people, the Olympians, the artists, they didn't just wake up one morning and say, hey, I'm going to be a world-class athlete. I'm going to be a world-class performer. I'm going to be a world-class artist. They had to put in the hours. They had to put in the grind. And there's no shortcut to that. Is it simple? Yes, it is. Learn what you need to learn. It's as simple as that. Okay? So once you start learning that process, then you're going to, that will eliminate some of that self-doubt, some of that fear that you have, especially when you start trading real money. When you come off your demo account and you start to trading, you've got a plan in place of when you're going to retire from your full-time job, or you've got a plan in place when you're going to be able to afford to make the car payment. Might be your first plan. Second plan might be to pay your rent or your mortgage. Third plan might be to whatever it might be. But eventually, a lot of us, me included, full-time income from trading, a few hours a day, is our ultimate goal. Okay? Don't let your dreams die through lack of effort. So how do we do it? Let's get down to the meat and potatoes. How do we do it? Do we need to learn all about trend and consolidation, Heikin-Ashi candles, breakouts, fakeouts, divergence, Fibonacci, PSARs, the MACD, the RSI, the TDA, everything? Do you need to learn all that? No, especially not at the beginning. This is a step-by-step process, like any learning, any knowledge. You go through the basis. You start with the 101 lessons and you go up from basic 101 and you go up certain levels of expertise. But it is a process, obviously, and you do need to trust that process. Typically, you can't shortcut that process. And we've all tried, and you're probably trying now. You think, hey, you know, I'm better than that. I can do it quicker than that. It's not going to take me 12 months. It's going to take me 12 weeks. Great. It's great to have confidence, but you've got to realize it is a process and you've got to trust that process. Okay. We are called IM Academy for a reason. The academy means this is a place of learning. This is a place of education. This is where you're going to learn the best skills that you can possibly learn to become financially independent, have that financial freedom, have choices. To me, that's what I want. Freedom to me means choices. Choice of when I work, who I work with, where I work, and how much money I make. That is the choice that trading will give you if you master it. If you don't master it, you're going to lose money. So it's vitally important that you master that skills. Later on at 7 p.m. Pacific on this Sunday, we'll go into live trading and I'll show you how that actually pans out when we're looking at charts and looking to take trades. But right now you have to understand the backstory of trading, because you won't be successful just jumping in and trying to trade. Okay. One of the simplest ways to learn is to study the impulse strategy, because that has everything that you need to be successful in trading. It's the easiest, simplest way to get into trading and practicing it. Okay. What we're going to do later on, I'm not going to show you now. I'm going to show you later tonight. What you do is you take the impulse strategy. You've got to go on the go lives. You've got to watch the boot camps. You've got to learn from the academy. Okay. But what you do when you learn impulse, break it down into the components and study one component. Just study the trend lines. You've got the main trend line and you've got the two sub-trend lines, the blue and the red. Just study those, how they interact, how that happens when blue crosses red, what happens next. And study that carefully. Then look at the stochastic, look at the RSI, look what happens when it goes up into the blue zone or down into the red zone. How does that correspond to where the candles are going, where the price is going? When it's overbought and oversold, what does that mean? Correlate that to what's happening in the candles above. and just focus on one component at a time like that. And the last one that you want to do is those little itty bitty candles that a lot of people find annoying because they clutter up the screen. You can turn them off. I know. But you know what? There's a strategy behind those candles. There's re-entry strategies behind those candles. When to re-enter a trade. So learn each one of those one by one and master those, and then you can put them all together in the whole impulse strategy and see how they interact with each other. And together, they're much, much stronger than on their own. They're very powerful on their own, and a lot of people can just trade one of those components only, and I know people who do. But when you put all those components together, it's a very, very, very powerful way to trade. And that's why impulse is, in my mind, the simplest, easiest, most successful strategy to learn. Get on the live calls. We've got them all day, every day, Monday to Friday for Forex. You can trade crypto over the weekend. You can trade gold and other commodities. But get on those educators. Find an educator that works for you. Obviously, for Impulse, Brandon Boyd and Josh Lee are the masters. They were the inventors of the strategy. They're on pretty much 3 times a day, Monday through Friday. You go into the recorded sessions and go through the boot camps 1 to 4. It'll take you a couple of hours. You can do it over a weekend. You can do it in an evening. You can do it over a week. It's not that difficult. I have a 4-minute basic beginners video I'm happy to share with you, and a 20-minute only advanced video. You can be trading by watching those 2 videos. Again, is it easy? No. Is it simple? Yes. And for people who have other languages, obviously we're over in 20 different languages, whether you're Portuguese, you're Japanese, you're Vietnamese, we've got you covered. A strategy that works for you is the best strategy. And what that means is I've tried a lot of strategies, and we have a lot of strategies within the academy. And impulse may not be the best strategy for you. You might like Trend Trap. You might like one of the harmonics. You might like any one of the other strategies. They're all very, very good strategies. I learned from learning other strategies as well as I came through, and as the strategies developed and got better and better, I changed and changed and changed. Now my 2 strategies, Dynamic Edge is my favorite strategy, but it is, in my opinion, very advanced. But Impulse is equally as good as Dynamic Edge. I use it all the time. That's the one I teach for people, especially starting off. It's the simplest strategy if you want to be successful. So that's the one I start off with. Once you've got Impulse down, you can look at the other strategies and see if they work for you. But Impulse, you can just trade that and be a full-time successful trader, just trading Impulse. Okay. There's other classes inside the academy. You might not know that I would highly recommend you go and take. They're very short modules. You look in your back office for them. Log into iam.academy, click on Go Live, and then you'll have the 5 boxes there. I'm going to concentrate on foreign exchange, Forex. So click on the foreign exchange button, and you'll see the Go Lives pop up, but scroll right to the bottom and you'll see these modules. And the first one you're going to see is the community. And that's where your foreign exchange course is going to be. So you want to be looking at, this is nothing to do with impulse. This is understanding the market. This is what makes market moves. Okay. And the other 3 here that I would highly recommend, Japanese candlesticks and price action. This is like the basic understanding of charts and the patterns, how price moves, price action. Japanese candlesticks, the Japanese invented the whole candlesticks on the chart. And so it's very important you understand what these candlesticks are, what they look like, and what they, more importantly, what they mean. When something happens on your chart, each candle is telling you a story. And if you don't understand the language of candles, you won't understand the story. It's like listening to a story, somebody telling it to you in Japanese, and you don't understand Japanese. They'll be yabbering away in Japanese, telling you that it could be the most fantastic story in the world, but you won't understand a single word of it if you don't understand the language. So understanding candlesticks is understanding the language of the charts. Trend trading, most important of all as well. Not most important, as important, because trend is your friend. You can take trades counter trend, but the more successful trades are going to be with trend. And I would say, especially when you're beginning, don't trade counter trend. If the trend is up, only look for buys. If the trend is down, only look for sells. If it turns around and goes up a little bit of a retracement, a little bit of a pullback, fine. Wait for the re-entry to carry on trading with trend. Smart money concept. This is something that people are looking at more closely today. This is actually a beginner level, so it's very, very good to go. And this is going to teach you about liquidity and distribution and change of character and break of structure and all these kind of things. Very, very interesting. You can add this to Impulse, of course. All of these, you can look at the Impulse chart and look at these. I highly recommend you go through all these modules. They're in your back office. You probably don't even know they were there. Go and look at them. There's the Japanese candle, 6 classes. Trend trading is 7. Smart money is 12. Some of these are only a minute long, 3 minutes long. So it's not going to take you long. Just go and have a look at them, okay? And that's the end of our session for today. I thank everyone for being on here with me. If you want to get the replays, follow me on YouTube at John Oliver AZ is my username on YouTube. There are a lot of John Olivers on there. So John Oliver AZ. And obviously on Instagram, you can turn your camera on your phone and scan that QR code there, or just find me at John O Entrepreneur, and that's on Instagram. So thank you very much. I really appreciate you being on with me today. If you're looking at the recording, you can stop and start this. I will be on our session later on. I'm going to break down the components of Impulse, and we'll see if there's any setups that will help us. And I look forward to seeing you later. Take care, everybody.